I bought a second-hand phone. It already knew my name. The phone wasn't locked. It wasn't empty either. The wallpaper was a photograph of me sleeping in my bedroom. I wish I could tell you that was the worst thing I found on it. 3 weeks ago, my old phone died without warning. The screen flashed white, made a faint clicking noise, and never turned on again. I needed a replacement quickly, but I didn't have enough money for anything new. That evening, I found an online listing for a used smartphone. The description was only one sentence. Works perfectly. Previous owner no longer needs it. The price was suspiciously low, but the seller had good reviews. We agreed to meet outside a small convenience store near my apartment. The seller was already there when I arrived. He was an older man, wearing a grey hooded jacket. He kept looking over his shoulder, as if he expected someone to follow him. "You're Daniel?" he asked. I nodded. He handed me the phone in a black plastic bag. I hadn't told him my name. At the time, I assumed the marketplace app had shown it to him. I asked if the phone had been factory reset. "Almost," he said. I laughed, thinking he was joking. He didn't laugh back. Then he walked away without counting the money. When I got home, I connected the phone to a charger. It turned on immediately. There was no password. The home screen looked normal at first. A few basic apps, a weather widget, a camera icon, nothing unusual. Then I saw the wallpaper. It was me. I was lying in my bed, facing the wall. The picture had been taken from the corner of my bedroom, near the ceiling. I stared at it for almost a full minute. My first thought was that somebody had broken into my apartment. I checked the windows, the front door, the closet, under the bed. Nothing. I tried to inspect the photograph, but when I pressed the screen, the wallpaper changed to a plain black background. I opened the gallery. There were 347 photographs. Every single one was of me. Some had been taken from across the street. Some showed me buying groceries, sitting on the bus, or entering my apartment building. The oldest image was dated 11 months earlier. The phone model had only been released 6 months ago. I should have gone to the police. Instead, I kept scrolling. That was my first mistake. Near the bottom of the gallery, I found a folder called Progress. Inside were photographs of my apartment. At first, they looked empty. Then I noticed the figure. In each picture, something was standing in a different room. It was too tall to be human. Its body was thin and blurred, as if the camera had moved while taking the photograph. It never faced the lens. In one image, it stood behind my shower curtain. In another, it was crouched beneath my kitchen table. The newest photo showed it inside my bedroom closet. I turned toward the closet. The door was slightly open. I had checked it only minutes earlier. I grabbed a kitchen knife and pulled the door open. Clothes, shoes, an empty suitcase. Nothing else. The phone vibrated in my hand. A notification appeared. Movement detected. I tapped it. The camera app opened automatically and displayed a live video feed of my bedroom. The image came from the same angle as the wallpaper, high in the corner near the ceiling. I looked up. There was no camera there. On the screen, I could see myself standing beside the closet. But I wasn't alone. The blurred figure was behind me. I spun around. Nothing. When I looked back at the phone, the figure had moved closer. Its head was now leaning over my shoulder. The screen went black. A message appeared. Subject has become aware. I dropped the phone. For several seconds, it lay on the floor with the screen facing upward. Then the front camera activated. My own face appeared on the display, except I wasn't holding the phone. The image showed me standing in a dark room I didn't recognize. My eyes were closed. Behind me, dozens of people stood in rows. Their eyes were closed too. A voice came from the phone speaker. It sounded exactly like me. "Daniel, do not turn around." I froze. The voice repeated itself. "Daniel, do not turn around." I could hear breathing behind me. Slow, wet breaths. Something touched the back of my neck. I ran. I left the phone on the floor, rushed out of the apartment, and didn't stop until I reached the lobby. I called the police from my neighbor's phone. Two officers searched the apartment. They found no one. They also couldn't find the phone. I told them about the photographs, the seller, and the figure. They clearly thought I was either lying or having some kind of breakdown. One officer asked for the seller's profile. The account had disappeared. The listing was gone too. That night, I stayed at my brother's house. At 3:14 in the morning, his television turned on by itself. The screen displayed a live video of my empty apartment. The front door was open. The blurred figure stood in the hallway. It was holding the phone. Then it slowly raised the device toward its face. For the first time, I saw what the figure looked like. It looked like me. Not exactly. Its smile was too wide, and its eyes seemed to reflect light like an animal's. It looked directly into the camera. Then the television displayed a message. Transfer incomplete. My brother unplugged the television. The screen stayed on. Another message appeared. Return device to subject. The next morning, the phone was lying outside my brother's front door. Neither of us touched it. We called the police again. By the time they arrived, the phone was gone. I moved out of my apartment 2 days later. I changed my number, deleted every social media account I had, and bought a new phone directly from a store. For a while, nothing happened. Then, last night, I woke up at exactly 3:14. My new phone was glowing on the nightstand. An application I had never installed was open. It was called Progress. The screen showed a live video of me sleeping. I watched myself breathe beneath the blankets. Then, in the video, my bedroom door slowly opened. Someone stepped inside. It was me. The other me walked toward the bed and leaned close to my sleeping face. Then it whispered something. The phone automatically increased the volume. I'm almost ready. The video ended. A progress bar appeared. It was at 99%. Underneath it was a single line of text. Original subject will be removed after synchronization. I haven't slept since. This morning, I looked in the bathroom mirror and noticed something strange. My reflection was smiling. I wasn't. And 10 minutes ago, someone posted a new phone for sale using my marketplace account. The description says, works perfectly. Previous owner no longer needs it. Someone has already agreed to buy it. His name is Daniel.